Let's go. Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is flavorfae or FA or gold, depending on how I'm feeling moving forward. But welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited. This is my first video that I'm like filming for real in my apartment. I'm a little nervous, but I have such an interesting topic that I want to talk about today, and just kind of give like, I think it's a good topic to start my channel because of the fact that it does require an introduction from me, moi. But anyways, let's get into it. There were videos circulating on TikTok about decentering men, and how like the 4B movement, and how those like removing men from the like precipice of your entire existence as a woman attracted to men, right, is so important for your growth and for self-actualization, right? Because patriarchy kind of puts you in a position where the pinnacle of womanhood is marriage to men, right? Being a mother, having children, taking care of a house for a man. Even though people, you know, they want a working woman without, no, they want a working maid. That's what they want now. They want a working maid. But we're gonna move forward and move on from that shit, because that's pissing me off already. But I saw a TikTok of this girl, and I don't want to make assumptions about like her experiences. So in the video, she was basically talking,
how do I stop craving something that everybody has? I bring this up on my page a lot, and so obviously this is not new at all, but every day I find myself craving a relationship, like every single day. Having that publicity and just like posting them and just wanting to do every little thing with them, like I want that. And I have guys that want me, right? Like not many, but like one that actually wants a genuine relationship with me, but I just don't like him back. I know people may be like, oh, but you said you wanted a relationship. I don't know, I just don't like him because he's just not my type. But I guess I have to talk to him more and see like if I even want.
And so I want to share my story and my experience on how I am learning bit by bit to decenter men and prioritize myself in my life, right? And so what her question was, how can she stop craving something that she has never experienced, right? Or that she watches other people have, right? And it really hit home to me because I'm 22 years old, and I have never been in a relationship. And it wasn't until August when I went, I like had my first sexual experience and so on and so forth. And so with that, I came with like so much trauma with regards to how I view myself and how in the eyes of a man my womanhood is perceived, right? But we're gonna get into that. Let me just take it slow a little bit. But with that, to start from the beginning, when I moved to the US at 6 years old. I'm Nigerian, by the way, so yeah, I know, another Nigerian on the internet. I know, but it's okay. I can't really do anything about that. I'm ashamed too, I guess. But anyways, when I came to the US, I had experienced a shit ton of bullying, right? And it was because of colorism and anti-blackness and so on and so forth, that so many people had labeled me as undesirable, unattractive, ugly, fat, fat phobia too. And it got to a point where literally, I remember who, but this one boy had told me that it was literally an embarrassment for him to even know that I had a crush on him, right? And like people would point at me in the hallway and be like, oh, that's your girlfriend, everyone would be like, ew, things like that, right? And so those experiences put me in a mindset that by the time I got to high school, which is by the time I got to, not high school, by the time I got to college, which is when the bullying stopped, by the way, them bitches were on my neck. They were literally on my neck until I fucking graduated. But hey, now that I think about it, I have to be that fucking fly. Like, so fly that you literally have to think about me 24/7 to fucking bully me. But hey, that's how I feel about it. But what happened? When I got to college, right, it was even harder to branch out of my shell and make friends and date because of those preconceived notions that I had in my mind, right? And as I continue to change the way that I viewed myself and began to truly love myself and love who I am and love my experiences, it made dating easier. But it didn't make dating easier at all. It didn't make dating easier at all. Not only that, the more I loved myself, the more I prioritized myself, the more I chose myself, the further away from people I ended up becoming, especially men in general. And honestly, if I'm being so real, if you thought you hated yourself, you just be single, and then you realize how how amazing you are and how shitty that man is. Okay, but with like those experiences, I still was surrounded by so many people who society had told me were prettier, better than me, right? And so therefore they were deserving of a relationship in juxtaposition to me and how I looked, because I was dark skinned, I was black, and I was, and they're mixed and biracial and white and blah, 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 and because of those societal expectations, right, I felt jealous and envy for the fact that I didn't have the social capital of the privilege, right, that those around me have when it comes to dating. Now, is it because I go to the school in the Midwest? Absolutely. If I lived in a big city with my fine self, I would have everyone hitting my line, okay? But I live in the Midwest. There's too many white people. White people hate black people. We knew this. So that plays into that. And then when they do mess with black people, they love them some biracials, okay? And I stand by that. Choose them. Leave me alone. My peace and my sanity is more important than being somebody's first black anything. All right. And so how I slowly began to kind of come into that sense of self, that sense of love within myself, was the fact that I had to really sit and think about how much love I have given to people that had been wasted. Right? And when I think about that, when I look at that scope, I realized that I'm a lover. I'm a lover girl. I love people. I can show people unconditional love. I have been able to go above, with having nothing, I've been able to go above and beyond for other people in an attempt to receive a crumb of love in return, And that hurt. And that perspective shattered me internally. It shattered me internally because it made me realize that the love that I was giving was never going to be reciprocated because those people never had it in their mind to love me in the first place, right? And giving them overpouring into their cup was not going to make them change how they looked at me, was not going to make them change how they valued me, and was just putting me in a more detrimental, mental state, indeed, right? And so with that, I wept, I cried, I literally had to break down today because I was like, that's sad. Literally, there was this experience, I shared this on my TikTok as well. When I was 16, I had a friend, I still think about this friend to this day. It's actually their birthday today, ew. But when I was 16, there was this friend that I had who I cared about so much, and I felt like we were like super close, and I thought that we shared so much in common. And so I was a football manager, and then she wanted to go to the fair and have a sleepover at her house, right? And I packed ahead of time, and I went to 2 days from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Then I took the bus to a whole other city, a 45-minute bus ride to a whole other city, right? Stole my mom's credit card, paid $12 to get into the fair, and I didn't do anything else. All I did was just kind of like linger around, because I just wanted to spend time with her and even if it was just for like a moment, right? And then the next day I still had to wake up bright and early, 5:30 in the morning, to get up and get ready and leave for 2 days. Yeah. And when I thought about that experience, I just felt so sad for myself, because I actually can't count on my hands how many times I've gone above and beyond for people who didn't even give a fuck about whether I lived or died. And I look back on that, and I'm like, yeah, that person, even that day was uncomfortable. They didn't seem like they wanted me to be there. They didn't seem like they were having fun with me, right? And even their parents were like, oh, that's a bit much, don't you think, to do all of that just to hang out, And I, couldn't voice it at the time, but what I wanted to say was like, oh no, I care about this person. I want to be in their life, and who they are as a friend to me, who is worth all this effort, because I want to show them how much they mean to me, right? And with that, I thought about it, and I was like, imagine if I had used that energy in that moment going across the city for me, right? I take myself out the city to spend time with myself, or for something that I really care about, or to do something that matters to me, that means so much to me and my identity, right? And then I felt guilty, because I was just like, so much wasted love wasted on others who were never going to see the value in it, right? And that realization really kind of flipped everything on the head and made me look at myself in a completely different way. And it's like, I can't be craving the love that others around me are having, because they're not loving the way that I'm loving, the way that I can love, right? And so if they cannot love me, then if they're not loving the way that I can love, and the love that I want is out there and can be given to me because someone wholeheartedly chooses to love me in that way, why should I feel jealous of anything that they have? Because I don't want that. Yeah, I'm done caring about other people's feelings. It's a requirement, actually, that I stop giving a fuck about how other people think and how other people feel, and stop catering myself to other people's fucking feelings. Expeditiously. But just think about, I mean, of course, like, maybe it's just a me thing, and I'm not trying to sit here and be like, y'all are throwing your life away for men, and we are the first women to have this existence, so we should probably focus on ourselves. However, that is something that I would say to myself. That is something that I would say to myself a year ago. To just be like, hey mamas, hey sweetie, maybe you should reconsider. Because to be honest, if I had told myself the truth, and I had been honest, and I had said, instead of living in this delusion that the relationship of this potential that this man has is going to be worth all of this effort and all of this time, I would have been graduated. But we live and we let live, and we grow from this moment and start to move forward. And so, yeah. I don't know what else. I don't think I have anything else to say. But with that, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for sticking around. Actually, if you watched this far long, please come on this journey with me. I would love to talk to other people in the comments about different strategies and ways to decenter men, and then also how to decenter men, but also get into relationships as well with men and with, you know, other non-men. Hey, I'm queer. But with that being said, I'll see you later.